Morning everybody. So this is my last instalment of ABC April 2026. I'm going to try and do this quite quickly because we had dog sitting and he is very unhappy that I'm upstairs and he's not. Unfortunately, the cat needs a safe space and that is upstairs. So today is Z and we are going to make some zigzag pockets. So here's my little prototype, the pocket here, the pocket here. They're a really easy make. This one I've made with a single-sided piece of paper. It was my stamping piece of paper, so I like to, when I'm stamping, stick a piece of just single-sided paper underneath and stamp on the back of it, because either it's a less loved piece of paper that I'm likely not to use, and in which case I can use the side that I've stamped on, or this was so like it's not a great print, it was a cheap thing off Temu. I don't dislike it, but I feel like the printing's not very good quality. The colours are all just a bit muddy and a bit like, it's supposed to be map. If you look really hard you can tell it's map, but from a distance I don't feel like it just looks like a muddy brown piece of paper. But I don't mind it when that's like this. I think that's alright. So you can use your lesser loved pieces of paper for this. You can use some sort of book page. This is a music page. I actually thought it was double-sided, it's not. That's okay, we have a plan. Or you can use a double-sided piece. So first I'll do the double-sided because these are all single-sided, so they will all need to be stamped. So nice and quick. Let me just pop these off to one side out of the way because I'm going to need them. We'll put those up there somewhere. So all you need is basically a diagonal line across your page. If your paper is directional, it will matter. So you will want to split your page in half or whatever proportions you want them. If you want it shallower, you would do it smaller. If you want your pocket taller, you'd cut it taller. Makes sense, right? So this isn't particularly a directional page. I feel like I can get away with it. I mean, it's kind of directional, it looks better in that way. But does it go that way? I'll tell you what, we'll just cut it in half. I'll just get my chopper out and chop it in half. My whole point in getting this one out was so that, so this is a 12 by 12, so if we do half, it's 6. I don't necessarily want them both to be exactly the same though, so I think we can cut it at 7, so that we've got a taller one and a shallower one. Right, now you need your slope. Now you can take out a craft knife and ruler and do this, or you can use your big chopper, whichever way tickles your fancy. I'm going to use my knife. So if you want to measure this, you can measure it. I am just going to go with the flow. This one I think I'm going to do like I don't want it to be a steep, I think I don't really want any of them to be quite a steep, what's the word I'm looking for? Diagonal line. Oh, can you hear him? He's whining down there. Right, just take my craft knife, run it along the edge of my ruler carefully. Don't want to, and again. There we go. I think you all know the drill. I think you all know that I'm likely to keep this for a scrap. I mean, if nothing else, it's a nice piece of pink. I am sorry if you can hear him winding down there. I'm hoping he's going to stop. If he doesn't, I might have to pause the video and go down to him. Right, and then you basically fold this into 3. Now, I would quite like, on one of these, which one was it? This one. I had folded it just a little bit further over. I don't know if you can see in there. And I had just a little bit of extra paper at the edge. So I just folded it and tucked it under and glued it down so it was like, you know, so the pocket would open more. Because like this one's not got a lot, this one's got more. And I like it. So I'm thinking, if I leave a small edge at either side, maybe not either side, maybe just the front, because the top one pokes up, doesn't it? Right, so this is a 12 by 12, which means my pocket should be around, let's do it this way, 4, 8, 12, yeah, around 4 inches each. But like I say, I do want that little bit of a tuck, bone folder, because this is thick paper. And then we go back that way. Oh, no. Guess what? Carl has done it wrong. Is anybody surprised? I'm not. Go back crease out. Not really, you folded it in there well. It's fine. We're not going to worry about it. Did I get it straight at least? Yeah. And then it's going to go back this way. The cat's having a zoomy moment. So you then need to decide if you like that way or you can go that way and have it that way. I think I prefer it this way. This isn't my favourite one already. And I don't like how much I've left. I only wanted a tiny little flap. And I've somehow got a great big flap. But anyway, I don't quite like how shallow I've done this one either. See how I've got quite a space between these pockets and I have on this one. But that's fine, it's still a zigzag pocket. And then all we do is, I think I'm going to trim this flap down because I really don't need all that. I only need just a little bit to glue down. Just sort of something like that. Where's my knife gone? So. Oof, that dog needs to get a grip. I think it's because he knows I'm up here. I think if we'd all gone out, it'd be fine. Right, so glue. I'm going to go along this fold. And then across the bottom. And then we don't take the glue up too high. Yep. And then I'm gonna glue on the bottom of here. And then we're gonna glue up this little flappy bit we've got here. A bit of fold. Make sure the sides stick down nicely. And then we have our zigzag pocket. So with this one, what have I just done with my pen? There. That'd be alright if I keep stuff where I know it well, won't I? So with this one, I think what I'm going to do is do our slope a bit steeper. So, what are we measuring at? 7 inches. So how big do we want a smallest pocket? I think probably about 3. So if I just make a little mark here. And I think what I might do is leave the first pocket flat at the top. So if we go in 4 inches and let's have a whirl of it this way, from there to there. I am entirely making this up as I go along. Please don't be surprised about that, because it's kind of my MO at the moment. That's a nice scrap. Right, and then we're just going to fold it 4 and 4. Like that. We're not going to worry about a little flappy bit, because it's not essential. It was just something that I quite liked when I did the other one. There. That's a nice square one at the top. I quite like that one. Let's glue that one down. And again, you could fold it either way. I just prefer the white aside. That's my personal preference. Ooh. If you would all stop rattling around, that would be awesome. I was having a look last night at a new craft knife, because this one's driving me a bit bonkers. Can you see it's got a bit of a lean on it now? I'm obviously heavy-handed with it. Right, and I'm going to glue this side because this side's shorter than this, so I don't want my glue to go up too high. Oh. It's my eldest daughter's birthday this week. On Friday she will be 19. That's rolled around pretty damn quick. I like that one. So we so far have 2 strawberries and then 2 that I made earlier, and I really like these ones with the grungy stamping. So I'm going to put my lid on my knife for a minute now, and my pin back in my glue because we don't want it to dry up. I'm going to stick that back in my pot. I'm going to stick that to the side. I'll put that in the pot as well so I don't drop it. And then papers. These are our papers that we are going to use next. We might not do all of these, but we also might. So I'm just going to turn these the other way up, because while I'm stamping this one, I'll get some on the edges on this one, these, and we'll make a nice mess. So I've picked up a selection of stamps out of my collection. I've picked up this one because this is just a nice big bam bam bam, quite a bit of coverage. I've picked up some ticket stamps, some Edith Holden flowery ones. These are, I keep printing in the wrong thing the wrong way around, just some stampy bits and postage bits, some like a library card and some books, some splatters, bit of script, some labels, a bit of music, and this Chinese stamp. So I think I'm going to have a go quickly doing this one, and if he's carrying on, I'm going to go down to him and we'll finish this off later. Or I might have to go tell him now. We'll see. Let's do a couple of these big stamps and see how far we get. So I think I'm going to go with brown first. Let's go with some Fred Burlap, I think. Because I don't want everything to be prominent. I want some background stamping. And I'm not concerned if I don't get all of this covered, because it's going to very much be a mismatch of everything. So some missing bits isn't a concern. See, I like how that's very fainting in the background. I'll do another one at this side. Right. I'll do this one down here. Nice. Put that back. Now I could just do them all at once, but I don't necessarily want them all to look the same. So I'm not going to. Let's go with some. This is music paper, so do we want more music notes? That's the top, so should we orientate it? Maybe. It doesn't matter if these overlap, because we are literally going to stamp over stamp and do stamp and stamp and stamp and stamp and stamp until it's all covered. I've got a couple of those. Right. Then, don't ask me if it's the right way up, because I don't know. I think it looks like it could be the right way up. Yeah, those treble clefs are the right way up. I did have a brief stint as a youngish child of learning to play the flute. Well, let's just say I wasn't very good. Well, I like it. And then we'll go up here and do this bit. Right, so that's like background bits. And then on other pieces, I would probably introduce a bit of colour. But on this one, I think I want to keep this one really quite plain and neutral, browns and blacks. I don't think I want to make this too colourful. I think I want it to be, like I say, really quite plain. Ooh. Does this fit on this stamp block? This stamp block is looking really grubby. I think I need to take it to the sink and give it a wash with some soap and water. Shall we go with some green? Green's kind of neutral, isn't it? Is it? I'm completely contradicting myself when I said I didn't want any colour. So let's go here. I think these stamps would probably be better with the VersaFine. But I'm not bothered about them being clear stamps because it's background. it's sort of exactly as it's meant to be, really. Let's go with this one. I like this. I like but all of these flower ones, to be fair. I think we'll get all of them on. Do I want to do something different for this one? Don't think so. I think we'll just... I think this will be nice in a VersaFine and the black. Do we want the poppies as well? Sure, why not? Grief. With poppies up here. Obviously some of this is going to be cut off. I think what I'll do is I'll cut it in half of that way, and then it will obviously be folded. Don't want that again. Don't think I want that again. This is what we did as background. No, we didn't. Did I use this one? Or did I use the frayed burlap? Did I use the frayed burlap? I don't remember. I must have, because that was out. Goodness me. Right. Put them to the side. Let's do some splatters in the brown and the walnut stain. Let's do some of this one. Right. Let's do this one. That might be a bit heavy on the old coffee ring, but never mind. Right, and let's go in with some black and do some, what do we want on this one? I think I'm going to do that as a background a bit like I did on this one. Should we go with some label shapes? I'll do some circle ones. Or have we got enough circles with the splatters, maybe? Should we do some squares? Some squares. Something like so. And then that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to get my pumice stone and do some smaller rectangular ones in the pumice stone. So I don't want to take forever about the stamping, because this isn't about the stamping, is it? It's about the pockets. But this is part of the process of creating. That way. That way. Trying to add in some variation. And then I think we'll get in there. Maybe just some, what do I want? Some of Buenos Aires. Put that one to one side. Buenos Aires. Something like so. There. I'll just stamp it off on my background bits. I mean, they're all background bits, aren't they? Right. Let's have a look at this now. Shall I stamp them all? Shall I come back when I stamp them all? I'll come back when I stamp them all. BRB. Okay, we're back. All inked up. So now we just need to cut our pockets. So, because this is a directional paper, I am going to put it into. In fact, let's get the chopper out and do that. Let's do. How big's this? About 12. So yeah, I think I'm going to do an 8 and a 4 this time. Right, then. This one. Let's do 2 6s. Because they will still look different, because I'm going to cut them at different angles. Now this one is a non-directional, so I'm going to jump straight in and cut this, if I can. Can I? Is it too big? We can, but it's going to be shallow. At an angle. So there I just looked. So, again, this is a 12 by 12, so if we fold it to approximately 4 inches, that should give us appropriately sized folds. And of course, that's not quite right. Let's try again. Something like so. That's slightly out. That's a bit better. There's one, and again you can choose which way you have it. You can go with this way, so you have more of the inked front pocket. I think I like it with the flowers though. Yes, you are missing out on a lot of the stamping you've just done, but I mean, if you were smart about it, you'd have folded it first, cut it and folded it, and then you know which bit to stamp. I'm obviously not smart. Right. 4. Approximately. And back that way. This one is slightly wide. I think I will just trim that down. Right, so these ones haven't been cut to the slant, so we need to do that. Shall we fold our 4-inch, measure it down 4 inches first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That seems quite wide. Is that 4 inches? It is. So from about there. Knife. From there. The trouble is I've put that pencil mark on a bit of black ink. Somewhere, oh, that went well wide of the ruler, didn't it? Good job, that's not the bit I need. Right, let's do this one. I hope I've done that the right way around. I have. Whew. Right, that's the top. So 2, 3, 4 from that line there. Something like so. Right, this one is about 9.5. So if we go for around 3, I think. I mean, really, you could do 4, couldn't you? Should we try 4? If we fold it in half. Wow, that was not anywhere near straight. In half, and then in half, and in half. Right. And if we go from that fold, I can't really see it, it's about there. I'm going to go down like so. Ooh, I like that one. And then I'm just going to go from the corner across and we'll see what happens. Right, lid, put that away, like that. Right, I feel like we're going to need to ink some of these. I don't feel like all the edges are necessarily going to need inking, but do I need my bone folder? Now, this is a very old piece of music paper. It has split, but it's okay. I'm not concerned. If it needs to, it can have a bit of tape on it. But I'm not worried about it. I really like this. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, who have I said that much that says that? Is it Tony that says that? I think it's Turner. While we're here, we'll do this one, then we'll fold it over and do the other pocket. I mean, you could. You could leave that as like a flap. And you could put a bit of tea-dyed paper in here and have it as like a journal space. I like that. That's happening. Right, I think I'm going to go with the 4 again because I liked the 4. This paper's very delicate. And then back that way. This one's a nice tall one. Oh, I've got a tickly nose. What's that worst tale? If you've got a tickly nose, it means you can have an argument with somebody. I work in a primary school, I argue with kids all day long. Not fresh there. Right, glue that one down. I really love how this music paper looks stamped. This colours on this paper is beautiful. What if I leave that one open as the journal space on this one? Do you like that idea? Or do we just want the pockets? I think I'm going to leave that. I really like how that looks. So we've got a zigzag pocket with a flappy space. I'm not going to lie to you, these 4 fold ones are much easier to fold. No, I've got to do this 3 off. I've done the flat bit at the top. No measuring involved with the 4 ones. You just fold it in half and crack on. That's not... I think there were one of them other ones as well, weren't there, that weren't... Is it my folding that's wonky before you cut it? Probably. Of course it was. Not going to leave a flappy bit on these ones. This paper's quite thin, and I think it'd probably end up ripping if it was left with a flappy bit. I know those papers are quite delicate, but it's a thicker paper and I can reinforce it with some washi tape if I need to. Oh, that was very wonky, wasn't it? Now you can either stick these down in your journal, so glue all the back and just stick it down, or you can have it like a floating pocket and clip it to the side of your page, or stick it in another pocket, under a belly band. Endless options. And I've still not managed to line that up right, but I'll have a... Oh well, it's done now. Right, this one's got a flat bit top as well. So let's hold this one this way. And then this one. See, I've really not measured that very well, I don't think. Ink up. The dog has settled downstairs, by the way, for anybody wondering. He's probably laid down and gone to sleep. He was just having a bit of a hissy fit because people have gone out and left him, and I've come upstairs. He can be a little needy. Rest assured, he has food, he has water, he has toys. He's fine. He's only been on his own for a short while. Won't harm him. And folded that one. Folded that one but not glued it. Yeah, this one. If I inch that over a bit, that's going to make it wider. That's it. I think I'm just going to trim up that edge. Oops, just headbutted the camera. I do feel like I haven't quite got the camera in the right place today. It feels close to me. Oh, you've taken the pocket off, you absolute nana. I think I went a bit too close to that edge. That's okay. We can fix it. Where is... Right. Bear with. Right, I have just shifted the camera as well. Trying not headbutt it again. Right. I'm just going to put a little tape along this edge. Picked a nice flowery one to go with the theme. Oh, look, it's even got a little bird. And then we're just going to fold it over. Let's line it up. Since we've gone to all that effort of cutting it to try and get a straight edge and then chopped it in two. Right. Take the bottom of the tape off, take that edge off. There we go, fixed. If it was going to be a moving piece, I would likely tape the other side as well, but it's not going to be, it's going to be a static pocket, so I'm not going to. And I think instead of gluing it so it looks quite cohesive, I'm going to tape this edge shut. That's what I should have done with that one, isn't it? I'll glue down the edge since I've already got tape there. Right. How many attempts did it take to pick up a piece of paper? Right, I'm just gonna flap that open so I can trim. Ow! Stab yourself! Oh, don't piss me off. And that bottom bit there. And then I can go up around there. Just give it a little fold. No, I've not glued the bottom of that pocket. Do I glue the bottom of that pocket or do I tape it? Should we tape it? I now feel like what I should have done is put some along that edge as well. It's a bit late for that now that I've already... I see I hadn't inked around this one either. That well threw me off. It's alright, we can still get to it. think because these are made with paper, I would be tempted to glue these down in a journal, not have them as moving parts. I do quite like how that looks with the tape on it, actually. I think it's pretty. I've done this one the other way there with the pink flowers. Right, let's glue it down. Ink your first colour. See that? I've got the fear now though, I don't want to fix that edge. I've learned a lesson, look. They aren't mistakes, they are lessons learned. That was cheesy, wasn't it? Right, ink. Obviously, if you kept them loose, you would get to see more of your stamping because it's all on the back. You could add a bit of tea dye paper to the back. I suppose you could back them onto a piece of card so they were sturdier. That could be an idea. And then you'd have a bit more rigidity to it. That'll do. And you can see some of the stamping through this paper. Because this is quite a tall one, I've attempted to put like a little pocket on the front of it. You know, down here. I might even do that. What have we got that I can use to make a little pocket? I don't want the strawberries as a pocket. I've not glued that edge of that pocket down. How have I managed that? Got that one. That one. That one. That one. What about a bit of this? Will that look nice? That will look nice. Oh yes. Right. How wide is this? Just shy of 4 inches. Oh. Just shy of 4 inches. Going to go there. Have we got this straight? Of course we haven't. Out of the way. Right, ink around there. And then, I mean, you could take it even further and add another one, but I don't know if you were doing that, you'd want to. Do I want to square it off and make it a square pocket? No. I quite like the double. Do I? Oh, doubting myself. Do I square it off? I might square it off. Knife. Do I want a notch? If I can get to my circle punch. This video has actually taken me longer than I thought it was going to. I wish, sort of, I'd had something a little bit more spectacular to finish off on. But, I mean, what can you do with the letter Z, really? Maybe next year we need to go in reverse or randomise the letters, ladies. So we can end on something really exciting and spectacular, because this doesn't feel exciting or spectacular. So there we have it. Z is for zigzag pockets. We have ones with little flaps for journaling spaces. We have ones with an extra pocket on the front. We have plain old ones. We have double-sided ones. We have single-sided paper ones. All the pockets. So thank you very much for joining me along this journey, shall we say? Should we call it a journey? Is that cheesy? Let's put those on the top because they're my favourite ones. I have very much enjoyed doing this challenge with you all. I hope you have enjoyed my videos. I am going to continue to post videos. There will be a regular Friday video. I don't know if it will continue to be folios, but it might do. But I don't know how many folios a girl can think up. But I shall continue to post. I will think up some posting routine and let you all know. Happy crafting, and I'll catch you in the next.